morning, students. Welcome back to Sri GM Donda e-learning class. I am your social science teacher Priyanka Srivastav, and today we are going to study chapter number 8, medieval architecture. Students, we have already studied about medieval period. So in this chapter we are going to study about its architecture. Medieval architecture includes religious, civil and military buildings. Architecture of India is the greatest artistic glory, as Indian architecture has a long rich history dating back thousands of years. Thus, the style in which a building is designed and constructed, especially with regard to a specific period, place or culture, is known as architecture. So, students, Gujarat too show many such architectural splendors being constructed during these various eras. So students, let us learn more about the medieval architecture of India. So here in your textbook, first picture is given of Somnath temple. It is located in Prabhas Patan near Veraval in Gir Somnath, Saurashtra, on the western coast of Gujarat. It is one of the 12 Jyotirling shrines of Lord Shiva. It was one of the most ancient, prosperous and important pilgrim center of Shaivism. So students, this is a picture of Somnath temple, right? Now the next picture is of Dwarkadhish temple. It is the temple of Lord Shri Krishna. It is situated in Devbhumi Dwarka district near the coast of Gujarat on the northern banks of river Gomti. Constructed in the 13th century, the temple became the part of the Char Dham, that is Haridham pilgrimage, considered sacred by Hindus in India. So students, it consists 4-armed deity of Lord Krishna within the Garbhagruh near the sanctum and a Mahapadmanam hall. One has to climb 80 steps to attain entry into this temple. Its shikhar rises to 6 stories. There is also a matha of Srimad Sankaracharya near the temple. Adi Sankaracharya, the 8th century reformer and philosopher, had set up the mathas in all 4 corners of India, and Dwarkadhish temple is one of the Sharda Pith set up by him. Turn the next page, student. Now the next picture is about the Sun Temple of Modhera. The Sun Temple of Modhera in Mehsana district, it is situated in Mehsana district of Gujarat, right? A temple is dedicated to the Hindu sun god Surya. It is a temple of Surya temple, Sun temple. The name is given as Sun temple. It was built in 1026 to 27 CE by King Bhimdev of the Solanki dynasty. The Sun temple has a unique architectural design. Constructed on a high plinth, the temple comprises of 3 separate integrated elements: Garbhagruh, it is known also by inner sanctum. Then another is Pradakshina Patha and Sabha Mandapa. That is, Sabha Mandapa means assembly hall. The mandapa in front of the sanctum has 52 beautiful carved pillars depicting the tales from Ramayana and Mahabharata and representing the 52 weeks of the year, right? The Surya Kund, that is a pool if we say, a rectangular step tank at the entrance of the temple is there, right? And another one is the Sun temple is located on the western part of the Tropic of Cancer, right? So it is similar in many respects to the Konark Sun temple situated to the east of the tropic. Now the next picture is about the Rudra Mahalaya. Rudra Mahalaya, right? The Rudra Mahalaya is a historical monument located in the Sudhpur in Patan district on the banks of the Saraswati river in the North Gujarat, right? Now the next, here it is given that it is a temple of Lord Shiva. So here the name is given Rudra Mahalaya, and it was constructed by Mulraj Solanki and completed by Siddharth Jaisingh and the ruler of the Patan. Okay. Go to the next page, student. Shatrunjay, that is Palitana. You all have seen this place as you have went to the picnic also. So the Palitana temples of Jains are located on the Shatrunjay hills. It is 51 or 60 kilometers southwest of Bhavnagar, Gujarat. There are approximately 863 temples starting from the peak to the base of the Shatrunjay hills. The Palitana temples is constructed with marble and white stone and are considered to be one of the most sacred pilgrimage centers by the Jains. Srimad Hemchandracharya, Siddharth Jaisingh, Kumarpal and generations of Jains from all over the country had contributed to the best of their capacity to make Shatrunjay hills. Okay students, now the next picture is about Siddhi Sayyed Jali. We have seen this in Ahmedabad, right? The Siddhi Sayyed Mosque is one of the most famous mosque in Ahmedabad, located near Lal Darwaja. It was built by Siddhi Sayyed or Siddhi Sayyed, a general in army of the last Sultan Shams-ud-Din Muzaffar Shah III of the Gujarat Sultanate. It was developed by Mughal Empire. The mosque is entirely arcaded in a famous and a beautiful carved stone lattice work windows. That is, it is made by the windows of its windows is made up of jalis, designer jalis on the side of the rear and the arcs. So, students, this all is about Gujarat monuments. Now the next is about Kakaria Lake. Kakaria Lake we all have visited. This is also in Ahmedabad. Kakaria Lake is the biggest lake in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. It is located in the south part of the city in Maninagar area. Kakaria Lake was built by Sultan Kutubuddin and was known as Kutub Hoja or Hoje Kutub. Right? Who built the Kakaria Lake? Kutubuddin. Okay, and it was known by Kutub Hoj or Hoje Kutub. Then today it is known it is also known by Kakaria Lake. It is a popular recreational center and is surrounded by parks, Balvatika, children's gardens, boat club, natural history museum and a zoo. Students, this all architectural monuments is about the Gujarat. Now let us study more about monuments, all architectural things on Delhi Sultanate or Mughal Empire. Turn the next page, student. As Mughal dynasty has built many of the architectural monuments, and we have studied also in our old chapters. Okay, so students, in this chapter also we are going to study so let's start with the Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar of Delhi was commissioned by Kutubuddin Aibak, the first Sultanate of Delhi, and was completed by a successor Iltutmish. As you can see in the picture how it is made as a pillar. Okay, a 5-storied building, the minar is made up of red sandstone and carved with the intricate carvings and verses from the Quran. It is the tallest tower of its kind in India. Now the next picture is about Dhai Din Ka Jhopda. Dhai Din Ka Jhopda is the first mosque of India constructed by Kutubuddin Aibak in Ajmer. Okay. Now the next is about the architecture Chola dynasty. Among the rulers of the dynasty of South India, Cholas in a particular were great patrons of art and architecture. They built many temples at Tanjore, Mahabalipuram and Kanchi. They prompted the Dravidian style architecture within the multi-storied pyramid, like tower called Vimana and lofty gopurams. Then its interior is pillar assembled as halls and it is called as mandapas, and the main deity was kept in the sanctum that is called Garbhagriha. Next picture is about Brihadeshwar temple. This temple is also known as by Rajeshwara temple or called the big temple. It is also called the Big Temple. It is dedicated to Lord Shiva. It was built by the great Chola king I in Tanjore. Beautiful Chola fresco paintings and adorn of the inner walls of the temple. One of the outstanding temples in the south. It is one of the most outstanding temple of South India. Brihadeshwar temple is the Cholas dynasty finest contribution to Dravidian temple architecture. Okay. Well, now what makes the construction so beautiful that it has unique in the variation from the usual temple to the building style and having a tall gopuram and the smaller vimana. As you can see, all temples have cone size of the building, right? And this temple has different style, right? So it is famous for it. Go to the next page, student. Now the next picture is about Buland Darwaza, right? So Buland Darwaza is the lofty gateway was built by the great Mughal emperor Akbar and at Fatehpur Sikri. Akbar built the Buland Darwaza as the victory arch to commemorate his successful of Gujarat and camping. The Buland Darwaza was set up in the south wall of the Congregational Mosque, the Jama Masjid, at Fatehpur Sikri. The Darwaza rises at the height of 55 meters and is topped by the pillars and the chhatris. It is one of the most famous Islamic structure in the Fatehpur Sikri and was echoes in the early Mughal design with a simple ornamentation and the carved oases in the Quran and the Sorchis are. As you can see here, the three chhatris means umbrella type design they have given. So this attracts the people most. Okay, this was made by the Akbar. The architecture of Mughal period. It comes under the architecture of Mughal period, right? After the Fatehpur Sikri, after his military victory over the Chittor and Ranthambore, Akbar decided to shift its capital from Agra to new location of Sikri Range to honor the Sufi saint Salim Chishti. Here he commenced the construction of a planned walled city and constructed a series royal palaces, courts and mosques, private quarters and utility buildings. He named this city as Fatehabad by the name of we have studied Fatehabad with Fateh meaning. Fateh meaning means victory. It was later called by the Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri is one of the best preserved collection of the Mughal architecture in India. Okay, now go to the Red Fort. Red Fort was built as the fortified family palaces of Shahjahanabad capital. It is the capital of the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. The Red Fort is considered to be represent and the zenith of the Mughal creativity under the Shah Jahan. And red color consists of the other important structure such as Diwan-e-Aam, Diwan-e-Khas, Moti Masjid, Hayat Baksh Bagh and Rang Mahal. Okay, so this Red Fort was made by the Shah Jahan. Now turn the next page to student. The last picture is about the Taj Mahal. As we already know about the Taj Mahal. Who built the Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan, right? So let's go to the Taj Mahal. Let's learn about Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a white marble mausoleum located in Agra. Where it is located? It is located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Many of the students, if we ask a question where Taj Mahal is located, the students answer Delhi. But Delhi is not the answer. It is located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, in India. Okay. It was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the memory of his third wife, Mumtaz. On the memory of his wife, Mumtaz, he built Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is regarded as the finest example of Mughal architecture and is considered as one of the seventh wonder of the world. The Taj Mahal is widely recognized as the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. Masons, stonecutters, inlayers, carvers, painters, calligraphers, dome builders and other artisans were requisitioned from the whole of the empire to work on the structure. The white marble has been polished and emphasizes the exquisite detailing of the carvings, and the archways we have been inlaid and the semi-precious stones. Right? The architecture was emblem of the power. Numerous outsiders and invaders of India were created architectural styles in reflective of their ancestral adopted homes. And as a result, many artists got an opportunity to showcase their talent and skill. Hence, not only was there needed for the name on the fame made, but they also earn a handsome livelihood. And people too, whatever the era, benefited through such splendorous structures. Thus, we should be grateful of the rulers of the emperors who, in their quest and the quench the thirst towards the creative excellence, motivated and inspired the subjects, generated source of income and benefited the society indirectly. So today, due to Taj Mahal, many people come to see Taj Mahal, and it is the one. It is a tourism place where people gather and see our architectural monuments. Okay, so students, this is all about the Taj Mahal and all about the medieval architecture. We have studied about the Gujarat monuments, then we have studied about the Delhi Sultanate architecture, then we have studied about Mughal architecture, right? So students, this is all about your chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.